In this little pedal, you get 11 different classic cabs.
Is this the best amp IR pedal under $60?
Before we go too deep, what is an IR? IR stands for impulse response, which is a snapshot in time of a specific amp cab with a specific microphone in a specific room, all accessible at your fingertips in this one little box. This is the Sonicake Sonic IR. This is one of the top selling IR pedals under $100. It actually comes in around $60. There are 11 onboard classic cab simulations, including a Vox, a Marshall, a Fender, and even a PV6505. So let's give it a listen. I'm here with Dre, and I'm gonna flip through each one of these so we can hear the differences between each one. Let's go into a couple of our favorite sounds. That one was one of my favorites. That is setting number 4. And it's no coincidence that in his neck setting, he sounded exactly like Stevie Ray Vaughan, because that is the Marshall cab setting. So wait, check this out. If I go over to setting number 7, you get another Stevie Ray Vaughan style.
Should I stay on the neck pickup or switch
go
over to the
humbucker
bridge?
for this one, yeah. So between settings number 4 and number 7, you get kind of 2 different flavors of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it just so happens that setting number 7 is a Marshall 1960s cab. Let us know in the comments below which one you think sounds more organically Stevie. And now we're gonna go over to a couple of Dre's favorites. Was setting number 1, which is a Fender Champ.
It's got to be number 1. It's the Champ. Yeah, I dig it because it's just like a really accessible crunch tone. You know, it's got a nice mid-range. It's not too dark, but not too chimey. It's kind of just like right there in the middle. And I kind of like, you know, just a nice flat response when I just plug into like practice or play. So a tone like that to me just feels like a good, like just plug it in and throw it down and do some practice, you know? No tweaking required. It just sounds great right out of the box.
Yeah, and it was extremely full. That last E that you hit, it gave me an amp in the room feel that sometimes is missing from a product like this.
Yeah, and it barks a little bit too.
Yeah,
you
exactly,
get
right?
that like...
Yeah. Response to pick attack, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I like most about it. Is it's really dynamic. You can hear if I go from picking very softly to really digging in there.
Just like I picked 2 Marshalls by ear, Dre actually picked 2 Fenders by ear. So now we're gonna go over to setting number 3, which is a Fender Twin Reverb.
And this one was a little deceptive. I'll let you decide, but I thought it was something else. I was pleasantly surprised by it. So it instantly like conjured this riff for me, which I think is one of like the best early rock riffs. It has that like super Beatle-y quality. It's a little, I mean, it's brighter obviously than the other one. You still get like a lush mid-range, and it's got a lot of body to it. Get a lot of nice like pick and finger stuff there too with the attack and the response.
So if you like what you hear so far, and you're thinking to yourself that you have a couple IRs that you may have downloaded that are your favorites, you can actually add your favorite IRs into this pedal. So in this case, if I'm doing a fly date, and I have to use maybe a smaller model or something like an HX Stomp, where DSP is limited, I will sometimes run a product like this into the effects loop, and then I have all of my cabs saved on here externally, so I don't have to waste storage on the modeler, and I can quickly access all these different settings.
I could see it being really useful if you're, gigging in a local band or even in like a city where you can't take like a full rig with you to a gig, like a combo amp. Maybe you don't want to upgrade yet or invest in, a modeler that's costing multiple thousands of dollars, and you just want something to complement your existing pedal board and give you the ability to play, to get great tones like that in a much more compact rig. Like if you're, commuting, taking the train, in an Uber, in a cab, like going to the gig. Like I just think of like, I don't know, the New York gigging musician, like having just a backpack with a guitar and a few pedals in there, and this would be perfect.
And you know what the best part is actually? This also has an XLR out on it.
Right into the PA system, and you're good to go.
Are you using an IR? How would you use the Sonicake Sonic IR? Let us know in the comments.